And welcome to another edition of Talkline. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park in New York City. We'll be right back with our very special broadcast right after these messages. Stay tuned.
The Hebrew University of Jerusalem is a monument to more than 20 centuries of Jewish reverence for learning, to the Jewish quest for knowledge, as exemplified by its founders, who included Albert Einstein, Chaim Weizmann, and Sigmund Freud. Today, the Hebrew University has rewarded the vision of those founders. It's the top-ranked educational institution in Israel, and the leading developer of Israel's greatest asset, its brainpower. Israel is a tiny country, smaller than New Jersey, with only 0.1% of the world's population and virtually no natural resources. However, in intellectual achievement, it has very few peers. Per capita, it has the highest ratio of university degrees in the world. It's first in the world in biotech startups and first in the number of scientific papers produced. This is Israel's brainpower at work. And the leading generator of that brainpower is the Hebrew University of Jerusalem.
Ow! Can you read my number?
Attention those on Medicare with diabetes. You may be eligible for an upgraded meter.
I am tired of stabbing my fingertips to test my blood glucose. There has got to be a better way.
If you're on Medicare with diabetes, then you need to know there's a new method for checking your blood glucose. You don't need to stab your fingertips anymore. This new Embrace meter is easier to use and nearly painless. And the best news is that Diabetes Care Club will send you one of these new meters.
This new method hurts less, and I don't have to stab my fingertips anymore.
Not only can I see my number, I can hear it too.
Your blood glucose reading is 89.
There's my number.
Find out why nearly 250,000 patients have joined Diabetes Care Club.
Call Diabetes Care Club.
Shipping is free, and so is the call.
Call 1-800-521-7697.
I'm glad I did.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park. Shlomi Dax is performing once again at the Concert in the Park, right? What's a concert at the park without Shlomi Dax? Good to see you again.
What's a concert in the park without the one and only Zev Brenner, the voice of the Jewish people?
And you're the voice, the voice. What's anything new in the musical front these days?
Well, what's new is that we're really doing a lot of concerts and dinners, my band, the Shlomi Dax Orchestra, and it's really nice once a year, this annual concert, unifying Israel, Am Yisrael Chai, and as long as we're Ke'ish Echad, B'Lev Echad, as long as we're one, as we have in 2 days from now, I don't know when you're going to air this.
Evergreen. There you have it.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Good to see Shlomi Dax again. Extraordinary performer here at the Concert in the Park. What's a Concert in the Park without Shlomi Dax?
Thank you. And what's a concert in the park without Zev Brenner, the voice of the Jewish people? It's a welcome. It's beautiful to be here, a beautiful day. Every year, the annual parade and concert, unifying Israel, showing the world that Americans here on American soil there for our brothers and sisters 6,000 miles away. And as long as we're unified, Keish Echad B'Lev Echad, as one, we're strong, and we're there, and we'll always be unified as one nation.
Amen. Before I let you go, what's happening with you musically?
Musically, we're doing bands, we're doing Shlomi Dax Orchestra, we're doing bar mitzvahs, weddings, dinners, concerts like today, and we had the honor of doing your bat mitzvah a few years ago.
Outstanding job, by the way.
And making people happy, that's the main thing. It's great to be in such a business.
Thank you. Keep up the wonderful work, Shlomi Dax.
Please join me in a Kapitel Tehillim in memory of Yosef ben Eliezer, Menashe Rafael ben Chaim, Rivka Rachel bat David HaKohen. מכתם לדוד, שומרני אל, כי חסיתי בך. אמרתי לאדוני, אדוני אתה, טובתי בלעליך. לקדושים אשר בארצנה ואדירי כל חפצי בם.
With us right now, Chaim David Berson, the cantor at the Jewish Center in New York. First time concert in the park, right?
Yes, I'm very excited to be here. It's actually my first Israel Day Parade in the United States. I just moved out here from Israel. Very, very excited. Very hard.
Did you hear about this in Israel when you were there?
I've always heard about it, and it's known to be a big event, but I never actually experienced it. It's really amazing.
You're not going to be doing cantor. What are you going to be singing today?
I was asked by the organizers of the concert, and I feel it's a great idea. The theme song from Exodus, which the title is "This Land Is Mine." What can be more appropriate, especially these days, to sing? And we hope it will really happen. We'll hold on. We're not going to let go.
Terrific. You don't have any CDs or DVDs out yet, right?
Not yet. We're working on it.
As soon as you do, let us know. We'll sing it to the world.
Of course, with pleasure.
My name is Ian Linker. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate in 2012. Thank you. Now, I am running because, like so many of you, I love this country. What'd you say? I love this country very much. I love this country for all of you, for my children, and I can't stand the way things are going down in D.C., down in Washington. We can no longer afford business as usual in Washington. We need to change the way Washington operates. We need to cut spending. We need pro-growth economic policies that actually create jobs and change and grow this economy, because we cannot stand it anymore. It's not working. We need school choice. Desperately need school choice. We also need an American energy policy, because we are paying too much money for gas. Too much money for gas. So we end our dependence on foreign oil, we create American jobs, and we bring down the price at the pump. We also need to reform the safety net, because we need to guarantee that it exists for future generations of Americans.
Ian Linker is running for Senate in 2012 in the Republican line in New Jersey. Thank you for joining us. Your attorney. Why do you want to run for Senate?
I'm running for Senate because, like so many people out here in this country and here today, people are just fed up with the way politicians are running this country. And you know, I really have grown tired of sitting by and allowing that to happen. I love this country, and I just can't let it happen.
It doesn't cost a lot of money. How are you going to compete against a popular incumbent?
It's going to be hard. Frankly, he's not that popular of an incumbent, but it is going to be hard. You know, we're going to have to raise a lot of money. That's why I'm starting as early as I am. We have 18 months until the election, and I'm starting now, and I'm raising money now.
I'm sure we'll have you back again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the website is www.linkerforsenate.com, and anybody can go and donate now, so I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ruben Margolis, get to see a familiar face, so active in the Jewish community, ZOA, and I get a chance to go with him to Israel to give out Shalach Manas to the army troops. He should be blessed just for that alone. There's so much more for the Jewish community. Good to see you here at the Israel Concert in the Park.
It's my pleasure to be here, and everyone concerned about Israel, everyone concerned about the situation today should be here. Not only do they have great music, but they also give out a message, a very important one, a message of achdus, of unity, a message that Israel is for Israelis and for Jews all over the world, and that they're not going to be dictated to by the government in Washington. And that's very important. And we saw all of the love and all of the spirit from the Congress when Bibi Netanyahu came and he addressed the joint session of Congress, and the standing ovations, more than Obama ever got. Okay? And there's enough to do in this country that Obama doesn't have to get involved with Israel and negotiating and when Israel is fighting for its life. So I urge everybody, come out, join the various demonstrations, the various protests, write to your congressman, write to the president, and be strong, because in 2 more years, God willing, maybe things will change vastly for the better.
Ruben, thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park.
Are you in business? A store owner, wholesaler, or manufacturer? Do you know you may be eligible for free television and radio advertising? Millions of dollars are lost every year by businesses not taking advantage of free radio and television advertising. Don't lose out. Advertising is the lifeline of any business, large or small. For free consultation, call us in the New York area, 212-769-1925. Out of New York, 866 My TV Show.
If you have diabetes and love food, pay attention to this free offer.
Hi, I'm Nicole Johnson, Miss America 1999. I've had diabetes since 1993, and I hate boring food. Well, I got these 3 free cookbooks with fantastic tasting recipes for people with diabetes. If you have diabetes and have Medicare, you can get these cookbooks free.
Call now to qualify for not 1, not 2, but 3 free cookbooks. Call 1-800-753-6314.
You'll love this rich chocolate cake, oven-fried chicken, and nachos. You'll also get this free meal planning guide and diabetes magazine. So call now for your free Better Care Kit with 3 free cookbooks.
To qualify, call 1-800-753-6314. That's 1-800-753-6314.
If you've ever considered hosting your own radio or TV show, then we can help you. Talkline Communications works with individuals and groups interested in broadcasting on radio and TV. Ideal for lawyers, doctors, financial advisors, organizations, or anyone interested in broadcasting. Talkline works with various TV and radio stations in New York and around the country that lease airtime at competitive rates so we can pass on that savings to you. For more information, call us at 212-769-1925. That's 212-769-1925.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park.
בכל מקום, כל הזמן, יש לכולנו מגדול ועד קטן, ימים יפים וגם פחות, וביניהם תשובה לכל השאלות. יש אלוהים, אחד גדול, ובעולם הזה נותן לנו הכל, בין אפלה לקרנו, את הנתיב אנחנו רק צריכים לבחור, וזה ידוע חיים. שמאמין לא מפחד,
Avi Peretz performing here at the Israel Concert in the Park. Wonderful Middle Eastern music is his forte. Wow, people love it. It's a fresh breath of fresh air on the Jewish music scene.
Thank you so much. We always welcoming Israeli crowd and Jewish crowd, come celebrating with us. We're very proud to be here and give from our time and efforts to State of Israel and Jewish communities.
And now, how did you develop your style? Who influenced your music?
Basically, me and my partner, Mr. Uri Bitan, we just started a few years ago, and we established our band like 5-6 years ago, and we're traveling all over, and we're trying, to keep busy.
Would you say that the Israeli music is training more of a Mediterranean, Oriental, Sephardic sound?
Israeli music, it's I can call it light Middle Eastern. There is any kind of music Middle Eastern like Arabic, Moroccan, but Israeli it's more light, and it's our language nation. So it's always good to sing in Hebrew and Israeli.
Give me your favorite song that you love to sing that's a hit with the crowds. Let's show our audience.
Actually, the last song I was singing here is Mi Shema'amin Lo Mefached. Who is believe is not scared, So this is the last hit song also in Israel by Eyal Golan. So this is the last song I was singing. Beautiful song, and of course, Anachnu Ma'aminim Bnei Ma'aminim. That's every singer and every Jewish kid know this song.
Give us a little taste.
אנחנו מאמינים בני מאמינים, ואין לנו על מי להישען. אלא אבינו, אבינו שבשמיים.
Beautiful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. First time, not the last time at the Israel Concert in the Park.
First time, and for many more, Bezrat Hashem.
And make sure you keep an eye out because it's a rising star, Avi Peretz. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to dedicate these words today to the memory of Karl Fryer, Yosef ben Avram Bluma, who passed away on the 13th of Tishrei, Tuesday, September 21st, 2010, on the plane on his way to Israel to spend Sukkot together with his children and his grandchildren. A great light has been extinguished in the ranks of the Jewish people. Although Karl Fryer left this world less than 9 months ago, his absence is felt profoundly, not only by myself, by the National Jewish Outreach Program, Dr. Frager, and the Israel Day Concert Committee, but by scores of worthy organizations and many thousands of individuals around the world. The extent of his charitability, together with his incredible wife, where's Sylvia? Sylvia! Oh, there she is in the front row. With his incredible wife, may she be well, is of historic proportions. Karl's commitment to the land, the state, and the people of Israel is virtually unparalleled. And though he is gone, his passion exudes and is still palpable today. Karl Fryer was one of the most courageous defenders of the land of Israel, the city of Jerusalem, a man who knew no compromise when it came to protecting his family. And his family were the people of Israel, every one of us and everyone in Israel. The Friars, the commitment to the Jewish people, to Israel, and to Jewish education set a new standard for others. There was no person whom I knew and who loved Israel more and with greater passion. And if you ever heard him speak at this concert, you know that he spoke with passion. Karl Fryer, who did more for Israel, I don't know. Karl Fryer, we loved you, we miss you. You are irreplaceable, but we pray that your family will be consoled in the knowledge that so many thousands of people were touched by your generosity and your passion. Their happiness and their achievements is a great testimony to a life well lived.
Rabbi Efi Buchwald joins us, the National Jewish Outreach Program. He is the director, and international director, I should say.
So, you know, you have the iPod, you have iJop, NJOP, iJop International. Thank God we're in 39 countries throughout the world, but we got a lot of work to do.
Good to see you at the concert in the park. I know you come very often.
I come every year, and I just came this year especially to pay tribute to Karl Fryer of blessed memory, who passed away this past September and was a prime mover together with his wife Sylvia behind this concert. And the concert is very, very crucial. I do not know how to determine what foreign policy for America should be. And of course, I'm concerned with Obama's stand on Israel, whether he's a true supporter or not. But I'm much more concerned about our brothers and sisters who are Jewish and have lost the connection to the land of Israel. That's what we really need to solidify. We have to make sure that they realize that this is the land that we've been praying for 2,000 years. And with God's help, we'll all be there very, very soon. So I want to thank you especially for your efforts in publicizing what the stalwarts are doing in order to fight for the protection of the land of Israel.
And thank you for bringing Jewish identity. I know your big program is turned Friday night into Shabbos, because so many Jews turn Shabbos into Friday night,
right.
and you're doing just the which is wonderful, and kudos.
Anybody who wants to learn Hebrew can call 1-800-44-HEBREW. Shabbat Across America will be in March again. We have the crash course in Hebrew reading, basic Judaism, Jewish history, and we are probably the biggest Jewish presence on Twitter. So if you go online and you just look at www.njop, you'll be able to tweet along with us. We get 450,000 impressions a day. Wow. So come learn a little bit of Judaism.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed too. Me too.
You made a good impression on me.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Rabbi Effie Buchwald. Thank you. It's a tradition every year. Some of the Brenner children come to the concert in the park. On my left, Aderet Nava Brenner, Jessica Brenner. Enjoy the music. What's your favorite Jewish song, by the way, Aderet?
I have too many.
Too many. Pick one.
No thanks.
No thanks. Okay, they love it all, which is great. And it's good. What do you think about the concert in the park and the parade this year?
It was really nice and fun, and a lot of people came, so that means a lot of people support Israel, which is really good.
And very important. What do you think, Jessica? Do you have a favorite Jewish song?
No.
No. Same thing as Aderet. Okay. And how do you enjoy the concerts so far?
It was fun. A lot of people came.
Exactly, and it shows everybody together, everybody's families, everybody showing support for Israel, showing support for the Jewish communities in Yehuda and Shomron. So thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next up, musically.
Hi, when are you coming?
A little later on. We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the 18th annual Israel Concert in the Park.
You won't find someone who loves Sharf Satire Avot more than me. The staff here is wonderful. They treat him like a friend. Mr. and Mrs. Shar have helped me so many times. Anytime I had a question, they were like the first people I would call, and it was like calling, you know, a good friend that gave you advice from the heart.
As soon as I walked into Sharf Satire Avot, I said, this is it for my mother. Everybody was so lovely and warm, and there were so many activities, and I saw this atmosphere, this ambience immediately.
Everybody and anybody in the neighborhood walks in all the time to visit, to cheer up the people, to have nachas, to see a place run so well.
A lot of people don't know this about my mother. She ran facilities in Ohio for senior citizens. I think that this is God rewarding her now, being in a place where she's having such good care.
My parents really needed someone to give them the love that this place was able to give them.
Can you read my number? Attention those on Medicare with diabetes. You may be eligible for an upgraded meter.
I am tired of stabbing my fingertips to test my blood glucose. There has got to be a better way.
If you're on Medicare with diabetes, then you need to know there's a new method for checking your blood glucose. You don't need to stab your fingertips anymore. This new Embrace meter is easier to use and nearly painless. And the best news is that Diabetes Care Club will send you one of these new meters.
This new method hurts less, and I don't have to stab my fingertips anymore.
Not only can I see my number, I can hear it too.
Your blood glucose reading is 89.
There's my number.
Find out why nearly 250,000 patients have joined Diabetes Care Club.
Call Diabetes Care Club.
Shipping is free, and so is the call.
Call 1-800-521-7697.
I'm glad I did.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park.
I am here for two reasons today. The first of which is to congratulate the state of Israel on this momentous occasion, 44 years. I often tell people, or at least I remind people, that I am an American first, and I'm a black man, in case some people hadn't figured that out. And I'm very proud of being a black man in America. And whereas here in the United States of America, black people have nearly a 500-year history, the Jewish people have a 3,000-year history, but we have similar experience on our journeys. And as a result, we can identify with your struggle. We can identify with the challenges that the Jewish people have endured on this planet for 3,000 years. But you see, struggle is not new to any of God's people. It is not new. In fact, part of God's ordination of you as his chosen people and those that believe as you do, struggle is part of that ordination. So I am here to congratulate you for your struggle, because I too recognize, based upon my ancestry, what that struggle in part is all about. The second reason that I am here today is to basically say to you and to share with you my undenying support for the state of Israel. And let me just be clear. My support for the state of Israel did not start when I decided to run for president of the United States of America. My support for the state of Israel started in the Old Testament of the Holy Bible. That's where my support of the state of Israel started.
First there was John McCain. Now we have Herman Cain. He is running for Republican. He's running for president of the Republican line. He's a former talk show host and a businessman, entrepreneur. So good to have you.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you.
How'd you end up here at the Israel Concert in the Park?
I got invited. And then when I got invited and I heard about this event and that it has been going on for a number of years, it was a great opportunity for me to be able to come out and not only congratulate the Jewish people in the state of Israel for this great accomplishment for such a long period of time, but it also was an opportunity for me to reaffirm my personal support for the state of Israel. And in reaffirming my personal support for the state of Israel, I was reaffirming what I would do as president of the United States, and that is to back Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on his position in terms of the non-negotiable terms as it relates to any sort of peace agreement, if it is even possible at this point.
Well, first you got to have somebody to talk to before you can even talk a peace.
Right, and you don't have anybody to talk to. I was asked during one interview several weeks ago, did I believe that peace was possible? I said, not at this point, not based upon what I know, because based upon the history that I have learned in a very short period of time, it always appears to me, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here, that the Jewish people have always been asked to give more and more and more, but yet the Palestinians whenever they get ready to come to the bargaining table, they want more and more and more. That's not how you
There's a Yiddish
negotiate.
expression that is, a taker is not a giver.
That's right. A taker is not a giver. You're absolutely right.
Now, let me ask you about your connection with the Jewish community going time past. You've been a successful businessman. You're
Yes.
a talk show host. I'd like to hear about your relationship with.
Well, I have many Jewish friends. I've been working with the Republican Jewish Coalition in Atlanta. I recently met with the Republican Jewish Coalition in Washington, D.C. You know what my greatest connection with the Jewish people is?
The Bible.
The Old Testament of the Bible. Like in the statement that I made when I made my remarks, my support of Israel didn't just start when I made a decision to run for president. My support of Israel started in the Old Testament of the Bible because I've been a man of faith all my life. And I have gained, like many other people, great strength from understanding and reading the history of the Jewish people as it is presented in the Bible.
Let me ask you this question. You're running for president. What made you decide and say, I want to be president of the United States?
There were several factors, but one of the biggest factors was my frustration with the direction that this president was taking this nation. I believe that he has made America weaker and not stronger because of many of his policies. I believe that he has damaged the relationship with some of our friends around the world, like Israel. I don't agree with that. And one of the other reasons is I happen to believe that instead of helping to build race relations in America, he's actually helped to weaken it. Maybe not through him directly, but through many of his surrogates in terms of weakening race relations. But most important, but then one other big one is when you look at our economic situation. We have the ability for this economy to grow at least double what it is growing today. But yet he refuses to enact some of the policies, lower taxes and lower regulations that would unleash some of the potential in this economy. And so that was one of the other reasons that I just simply could not sit back and not try and do something.
You mentioned race, and I was curious to know because in the Democratic primaries for president, you have the most liberal voters in the country, and then the candidate has to move to the center after they win the primary. In the Republican Party, you have the most conservative voters, and they have to move to the center after they win.
Right.
So do you believe that the Republican conservative voters are ready for an African-American candidate on their party ticket?
I believe that conservative voters are ready for a black American conservative.
And you understand use the word African-American.
That's right. They're ready for a black American conservative because of this. When I delineate the crises that we face and the common sense solutions that I want to use to address these, it's not about center right, center left. It's about solutions. That's what people
Is
are
that where your business experience comes in?
That's where my business experience comes in. I always encourage people, and I did this when I was doing my radio show. When people would call up and they want to debate with me, I said, strip away the label. Let's not make this a debate between a Democrat and a Republican or even a conservative and a liberal. Why don't we pick the issue and I'll give you the pros and cons of what I think we ought to do, like on the economy, and you tell me what you think we ought to do. By the time we finish that by stripping away the labels, we find that we have more common ground than we have uncommon ground. And then they don't leave the conversation thinking about them being far left, far right, or center left, center right. We find that common ground.
In a crowded Republican field, what is your strategy to break out of the pack and eventually get the nomination?
My strategy to break out of the pack is to keep doing what I'm doing. Meet the people. Spend a lot of time in the States doing town hall meetings, doing coffees, etc., doing live interaction with people, not trying to just depend upon a big advertising campaign to get people to like Herman Cain. No, it's called old-time retail politics. Now, that being said, there are two new dynamics that we didn't have 10 years ago, which would have made it possible for me. The power of the internet and the power of the Tea Party citizens movement. That's why Herman Cain is moving up in the polls. Not because the establishment is saying they think that I'm a good potential candidate. No, I'm moving up in the polls because the people of the United States of America, the grassroots people, are saying, we like what he has to say. And as I told an audience last night, the people of the United States of America are going to elect the next president, not the political establishment.
Before I let you go, have you been to Israel yet?
Not yet. We have a trip planned for this summer.
Terrific. We look forward to having you back. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park.
Are you stressed over credit cards and other debts, maybe through no fault of your own? Imagine how it would feel to have that weight lifted right off your shoulders. Well, here's some good news from America's trusted name in debt relief. Care One providers have already helped over 4.5 million people in debt, and we can help you today. Just call this toll-free number to speak with a friendly representative, and in just minutes, you'll get your free debt relief analysis.
Just call the toll-free number today.
Is getting a good night's sleep getting impossible? Well, not anymore. Introducing Side Sleeper Pro. It's much more than a good night's sleep. The secret is Side Sleeper Pro's doctor-developed ergonomic patented design to help support the neck and spine. Here's how it works. Watch as Side Sleeper Pro guides your head, neck, and vertebrae into natural alignment, relieving pressure on the neck while unrestricting airways. The tail cradles your back to ensure correct posture. Now, you can wake with less stiffness and feel rested thanks to improved sleep posture. Side Sleeper Pro is only $39.99 and it's guaranteed to work. But wait, order right now and we'll cut the price to $19.99. Plus, order now and we'll include a washable cotton pillowcase for free. Order online at sidesleeperpro.com. And we'll include an inflatable travel pillow, perfect for when you're on the go. For only $19.99, you'll get the Side Sleeper Pro pillowcase and travel pillow, a $100 value, but you must order now.
Hello, my name is Tova Felchu, and I've played many roles in my career, including Prime Minister Golda Meir. Like you, I've watched the news and felt helpless as the Katyusha rockets brought death and destruction to Israel's north. Rockets being launched from Gaza also threaten Israeli communities, but there is something we can do. Make a contribution today to American Friends of Magan David Adom Code Red Emergency Campaign. Go to www.afmda.org and help save lives in Israel.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner, coming to you from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park. Light Intonations Band, they're one of the opening acts at the Israel Concert in the Park. On my left, Shmuley Broin, Binyamin Lerner next to me, Itai Stern on my extreme right. John, how would you describe your music?
Well, we like to call it Torah music. It's original music, and our friend Itai's father writes the words. Dr. Stern, he writes the words for us, and we, compose the music. And we try to make it, nice, modern, but spiritual. It should bring out good feelings. It should bring out spirituality.
You guys have a CD yet?
No, not yet.
Working on it?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Terrific. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're sitting here with Mrs. Ann Lehman, together with her husband, Dr. Manfred Lehman of blessed memory. They were the originators of the Concert in the Park, which is now celebrating 18 years. Good to see you.
Nice to be here. I hear it was a beautiful, beautiful concert. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it, but it always is. And I remember very well when my husband started it. He was very enthused about the idea that when the parade is over, go straight into the park and have some beautiful music and people talking. And I remember originally we had 100 or 1,000 or 2,000. And the last count that I was aware of was about 30,000 people who came, and they love it, and by right. But my husband loved Israel, anything about Israel. He had two loves, actually, other than myself. It was Israel and old, rare Jewish books. And I used to say, it's not a bad deal, it's better than if it would be women. So he really did everything he could. And I was just telling here, this nice, sweet fellow, that when my husband passed away, it was a couple of days before the concert. And I took him in the hospital, and he didn't want to stay. He insisted that I should let him out because the concert is coming up 2 days from then. And he used to speak, and he was very agitated, but they said, okay, stay, and next day you go. He never made it, unfortunately. And I also mentioned a minute ago that he passed away. It was probably something heart-grabbing or rending. It was Thursday. He said to me, it's Shabbos. And I said, no, darling, tomorrow night is Shabbos. Today is Thursday. And he said again, it's Shabbos. And he started to mumble something. I didn't understand what. And my daughter was there next to him. I said, Kelly Lee, what's that he's saying? I don't understand him. So because he's talking Hebrew, he's saying the 23rd Psalm, which is Sirago, that he's living and God will be good, whatever. And that was absolutely, to me, so grabbing, and closed his eyes with the sweetest smile and never opened it again. He passed away next day. That's the story that really grabbed me, and I think anybody who was around at that moment felt the same way. What else can I tell you?
Well, first of all, that I know the concert still bears his name because of his love and his passion. I had interviewed your husband many times over the years, both radio and television. He was a Renaissance man. He was a man who knew Judaism. He knew the outside world. He was a pleasure to talk to. He had many different pursuits, and he spoke with a passion. He really got into his subjects, right? He really spoke, especially when it came to Israel. When it came to Israel, he was very strong, very firm, very resolute. And I think it's a tremendous accomplishment that the concert's still going on, going strong. I know if he'd be around today, he'd take tremendous pride in the fact that it's growing and accomplishing something very, very important for the Jewish people. And I want to thank you for the continuing. I know your involvement, your family is involved in the Jewish community in Israel. You're carrying on the legacy of Dr. Manfred Lehman, your husband of blessed memory, and I know your beloved son also, Jamie, who also was much accomplished, and we look forward to having you back, and may you continue for many more years.
Thank you very, very much. You're very sweet, and I'm certainly flattered that you wanted to hear from me. And let's keep this up for many, many more years with God's help. And the weather should be just as good as today.
We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park.
You won't find someone who loves Sharf Sateret Avot more than me. The staff here is wonderful. They treat him like a friend. Mr. and Mrs. Shar have helped me so many times. Anytime I had a question, they were like the first people I would call, and it was like calling, a good friend that gave you advice from the heart.
As soon as I walked into Sharf Sateret Avot, I said, this is it for my mother. Everybody was so lovely and warm, and there were so many activities, and I saw this atmosphere, this ambience immediately.
Everybody and anybody in the neighborhood walks in all the time to visit, to cheer up the people, to have nachas, to see a place run so well.
A lot of people don't know this about my mother. She ran facilities in Ohio for senior citizens. I think that this is God rewarding her now, being in a place where she's having such good care.
My parents really needed someone to give them the love that this place was able to give them.
Can you read my number? Attention those on Medicare with diabetes. You may be eligible for an upgraded meter.
I am tired of stabbing my fingertips to test my blood glucose. There has got to be a better way.
If you're on Medicare with diabetes, then you need to know there's a new method for checking your blood glucose. You don't need to stab your fingertips anymore. This new Embrace meter is easier to use and nearly painless. And the best news is that Diabetes Care Club will send you one of these new meters.
This new method hurts less. and I don't have to stab my fingertips anymore.
Not only can I see my number, I can hear it too.
Your blood glucose reading is 89.
There's my number.
Find out why nearly 250,000 patients have joined Diabetes Care Club.
Call Diabetes Care Club.
Shipping is free, and so is the call.
Call 1-800-521-7697.
I'm glad I did.
Welcome back to the program. I'm Zev Brenner coming to you from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park. Our Vremel Freed superstar. It's been a while since we had him at the Israel Concert at the Park. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Been a long time, but happy to be here. Nice crowd, nice weather, great.
What are you working on these days?
Oh, a bunch of stuff. Some is an Israeli album in Ivrit, some Yiddish, some English, and a regular album. So I'm in the studio now. During Shiras Omer, I'm in the studio. Soon started traveling again, but thank God I'm making good progress.
I know you've been around the music scene for decades already. Thank God.
31 years.
31 years. You look just as young as when you started out.
Thank you.
So I don't know how you do it, but you can teach everybody. Who would you say is carrying on your style of music today?
Well, many guys out there. Many guys out there. There's no shortage of singers in the Hasidic field, and the more the better. Everyone brings their talent and their color and their style, and I think the music is all better for it.
How would you say in the 30-some years that you're performing, how would you say that your music has changed and Jewish music in general has changed?
I don't think change is good.
But it happens.
No, I'm not changing. I think I'm using the same ingredients. Give him a good melody, a good message, uplifting, inspiring, and always keep in mind to stay within the box of Yiddishkeit. It's got to have a Yiddish atam. Once you start losing that, then what's the point?
In other words, what you're saying, there's some performers that are very popular that use American music and incorporate it into the Jewish world.
Yeah.
I know you don't do that.
No, I don't do that. But hey, it's a free country. It's a free country.
Good to see you. Good to have you back in. Thank you.
Good Yom Tov.
Dr. Joseph Franker joins us once again, the man behind the Israel Concert in the Park, the 18th year that he's doing it, involved in the Jewish Reclamation Project. I don't know where he finds time. He's also a busy medical doctor. But thank you for putting together a magnificent 18th anniversary concert here in the park.
I think this was our best. And
the biggest.
Best, biggest, and overall just had the most impact, I think, of all. I mean, Herman Cain was phenomenal. He said everything that had to be said at this critical time. He took on the president, who obviously used the Arab narrative in his latest speech on the Middle East. And, Herman Cain laid it to rest, which is what, I think was very effective. He said it like it was and is. And, we're just happy he came, and we hope he goes far. So you never know. I mean, he could really, he's supported by the Tea Party. So he's even rising up, maybe even to the Mitt Romney's level. I don't know, but it's a very beautiful thing to see someone join us and say the land of Israel is eternally the Jewish people's, belongs to the Jewish people. It's our ancestral homeland. It was promised to us by God. It's written in the Bible. It's clear as day. The land of Israel belongs to us. We shouldn't really have any problems, but we seem to have a lot of problems.
By the way, I was with you in your trips to Israel. Dr. Paul Brody mentioned, also involved with the concert, also on the trip. Mike Huckabee, also a very strong supporter. You had a very close relationship with him. He's not running for president, but he's certainly on Fox and somebody who I think is well respected.
Right. Governor Huckabee has been phenomenal on Israel. I'm sorry he's not running for the president, but we have Herman Cain, so I'm quite happy about that. And hopefully, Herman Cain will be in Israel in August, and he'll see firsthand what we're talking about. But he knows instinctively that the land of Israel belongs to the Jewish people. We are not really allowed to touch and to, in any which way, dabble with the land of Israel. It's God's land. We are lucky to be there, and we should not think about giving any of it away because it's ours, and it's promised us by God. And therefore, we have to protect it and do everything we can in our power to maintain it and maintain it in our hands. And that's the whole point.
You do a wonderful job putting together these concerts. It's maybe unfair for me to ask you, put so much work and effort into this event. This was 18 special, but 19 is not that far away, even though you may not think so today. So what do you have planned?
I'll take a few days off. I got to get back,
get back to work, to real work, right?
I work, one of the things that people don't realize, I'm a very busy physician.
And a good one too, by the way.
I do this on the side, and it's a lot of fun, but
on the side is like 24 hours a day, yes.
Yeah, well, I don't sleep too much. What can I tell you? That's life, I'm glad that we were able to be successful. Glad God gave us great weather today, great music, and of course, Avram Fried was phenomenal. Having him back again after all these years. We had him for the first 8 years. We haven't had him for about 10 years, so it's really beautiful. I can't believe we're 18 years old. I can't believe. That really throws me, but we're here, and God should give us the strength and the opportunities and the funding, of course, to continue all this.
I might add, Dr. Frager, that you don't do this by yourself.
I don't do this I couldn't do this by myself. Dr. Paul Brody, Gerard Brody, our chairpersons, Aaron Hertz, co-organizer. Without them, I could not do a thing. And they are phenomenal, and they are doing great work. And I'm so happy and proud that I have people helping me, because I couldn't do it alone. And of course, we thank all the sponsors, all of them. There are many, many sponsors. Particularly, I have to thank, obviously, the Fryer family in memory to Carl Fryer, who for 17 years, this was his concert. Dr. Manfred Lehman, who was the chairman for the first 3-4 years of the concert, who passed away, unfortunately, but loved this event, loved what it stood for, loved what it did for the world, Dr. Manfred Lehman. And, of course, Rose and Reuben Mattis, who also were here every year. Their families carrying on the tradition. And without them, we're not going to be able to do this. So we really thank all of our sponsors, all of those who dedicated themselves, and a lot of people did, including my own wife. Very difficult to be my wife, but thank God she's the greatest. So it worked out. Anyway, thank you.
And thank you again for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're going to be right back with our very special broadcast originating from the 18th annual Israel Concert in the Park.
Holly's discovered a secret that could help thousands of other catheter users.
For years, I never realized how different catheter supplies really were.
Like thousands of Liberator customers nationwide, Holly discovered the big difference Liberator makes with a wide range of personal services, unlike other catheter suppliers.
Liberator Medical saves you money. Liberator contacted my doctor and made arrangements for me to try catheters that were easier to use, much more comfortable, all for free. And they helped me qualify for a new sterile catheter every time I needed one. No more reusing.
We work with your doctor, insurance, and Medicare. We handle all the paperwork and billing. There's free shipping for little or no out-of-pocket costs.
If you or someone you care for uses catheters, call today. See what makes Liberator so different and for little or no out-of-pocket costs.
The minute you make the phone call, you're going to see the difference.
Call 1-800-628-2454. 1-800-628-2454.
Kosher Expeditions provides unique activity-based tour vacations with delicious glatt kosher cuisine, cooked fresh on site to over 30 of the world's most exotic destinations, including Costa Rica, the Canadian Rockies, Spain, and African safari. Relax at our 7-year running Passover holiday adventure located at our Kosher LePesach luxury beachside resort in Costa Rica. Enjoy breathtaking ocean views surrounded by exotic wildlife on an all-inclusive Pesach vacation that includes inspiring lectures, children's programming, and exciting Costa Rican adventure tours during Chol Hamoed. Kosher Expeditions operates year-round tours, offering all-inclusive travel programs to custom and private groups, students, camps, young adults, and regularly scheduled departures. Come tour with the most established kosher tour operator since 1994. Call Kosher Expeditions at 877-JT-KOSHER or visit them online at kosherexpeditions.com, the source for exciting worldwide kosher adventure.
Are you stressed over credit cards and other debts, maybe through no fault of your own? Imagine how it would feel to have that weight lifted right off your shoulders. Well, here's some good news from America's trusted name in debt relief. Care One providers have already helped over 4.5 million people in debt, and we can help you today. Just call this toll-free number to speak with a friendly representative, and in just minutes, you'll get your free debt relief analysis.
Just call the toll-free number today.
We hope you've enjoyed our special broadcast originating from the 18th Annual Israel Concert in the Park. Join us next week for more of this very special broadcast. Thank you for watching.
The whole wide world is a very narrow bridge, a very narrow bridge, a very narrow bridge. Oh, the whole wide world is a very narrow bridge.